Hello and welcome to the UK Clubs Self-Isolating Pawns Team Battle. I believe this is the 5th week of this. Muswell Hill, my team, have won 3 of the last 4, but Hammersmith won week 3. And yeah, we've got some. It used to be really a London clubs battle, but now it's we've got Edinburgh, as you can see tonight, and Hales Owen are a club from near Birmingham as well, which is excellent news because it is truly now. Well, it's not quite truly a UK clubs battle. We still need people from Wales and Northern Ireland, but it will do. So I hope you guys can hear me fine. I adjusted my audio a little bit tonight so that I'm coming out a bit more peripherally. My microphone is quite a way down here. So 15 seconds till we start. The format is 5-minute games and it's just an arena, so we can get things done. I'm just going to double check that the board when it comes up is adequate for our needs, and then we can start. It's not adequate for our needs, is it? There we go. Okay, so we've got Bob Eames first. Bob Eames is a London legend from the Hackney Club, and slightly annoying that we can't see the ratings there. I might adjust that at some point this evening. Okay, I think we're going to get 4H4 here. It's either 4H4 or 4D. Yeah, there we go. Normally plays this stuff. Played Bob many times over the years, and he is a very aggressive and astute player. Remember him worrying Mickey Adams at one point in the British Championship, which is not easily done. I think he played the King's Gambit against him. As ever, Bishop G5 and the Caro-Kann gets met by Queen B6, but we're not going to play any of the go down any of the sacrificial lines here. We're just going to play C5 as quickly as we can, I think. How do we play this? We play the knight e7 stuff first. I'm going to try and adjust this so that we can get the ratings in as well. Let's just have a wee adjust. How about that? That looks about right, doesn't it? Okay. Hope everyone's Saturday has been okay. I mean, I don't really have days of the week at the moment, I suppose, but we're doing our best to maintain some semblance of normality, I suppose. Get a routine going. It's quite important. I think that one thing that's come out of all this is how yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. You can get some absolute mad wildcard madness with Mr. Eames. Query is here whether I can just play King F7 and play down the G-file, or if I need to take this bishop and try to cling on for dear life. Can we cling on? Well, let's say that we can't cling on. We'll just play a bit more defensively here for a sec. So he's opening up as many lines as possible for his rooks. I suppose that's very sensible. Yeah, I've got everything roughly defended for now, I would suggest. Okay. So, right. Do I want to just get rid of this bishop as quickly as I can? Probably. Unless I've just allowed rook takes e6, but I didn't think that was much cop. So we've got the G file here. Our king is fairly safe, I suppose. We're doing okay. We've got one famous victory against Bob Eames in the my opponent here in the Simon Williams tournament. I can't remember the name of it. It's a Big Slick. It's a Big Slick in IM Norm tournament in 2011. But apart from that, I've had not a whole lot of luck playing against our friend Bob. I think this is okay. And now I wonder whether I can just take this pawn and again we'll try and do some clinging, or whether it's just sensible here to play Queen F4 and start zoning in on the G2 square. I can't see anything immediate after Queen F4. Let's go for it. Not sure why Lee Chess hasn't picked up the stream yet, but hopefully they will fairly soon. Have I got anything fruity here? Can we just take the pawn on h4? Probably not. Okay. So I've liked this 5-minute time control for these events as opposed to the normal 3-minute stuff that you'll get. He's blocked in his own king there. That may not be the most sensible approach. Question is here is whether I want to play e5 or rook e8. Probably rook e8. It just looks a bit safer. Okay. Yeah, so he's got to really do this, otherwise he's just going to get stomped. And now I can come in on the light squares. I might even be able to take on g3 there. Don't particularly want to give up my queen. So we get out of the way. Let's get an appropriate social distance my queen over that way. And then we... I missed that. That's a bit awkward. Still just about okay, I hope. Unless there's a perpetual here, maybe Queen h8 to h5. That's annoying, I've missed that. Yeah, I mean, I've got all my pieces in the right areas, and his aren't much good, but I can't see an adequate way to break through here unless... I just know. Alright, it probably makes sense to have my queen somewhere around there. Try and threaten some things. Yeah, I think we can just about get away with this. We've got knight e3 stuff if it comes to it. I might even be able to have this one as well. Okay, need to really play a bit quicker now because things are starting to happen. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe this is just garbage. And get rid of the queens. And then we've not got any extra pawns, but we've got some... this is all very hairy. I don't like it. I'm really struggling now. Oh, okay, that's a lifeline. Or is it? Takes and then king e8 and then d4. No, this is no good, is it? He hasn't got much time. Well, okay, we'll take it. That wasn't very smooth. But never mind. Never mind. We will take it. Time is part of the game after all. How is everyone doing? Mr. McQueen, I see you in the chat. How are we today, young man? The issue with these tournaments, of course, is that it takes a little while to get a new game. Oh, there's one. Okay, right. 2079 player. Right, let's actually play some proper chess because that last game was a bit slapdash. Play a very standard Catalan type system here. If you haven't ever done what I'm doing now and streamed and commentated on your games if you've gone, I really recommend it as a way of improving your thought processes, just because the point is you have to talk, I mean I probably don't, but you have to talk vague sense about what you're doing, and yeah, it's an interesting challenge trying to make it so that what you're saying makes even vague sense. And I feel like my chess is, the idea of what I'm doing, the reason I'm doing it is that it's a way of improving. It's also obviously something to do in these times, but yeah, because you kind of have to practice what you preach at the end of the day. So here what I'm trying to do is just load up on the dark squares while making my my bishop on g2 a lot happier. And I think we've achieved that. And I've got some ways of making both of his bishops are blocked in a bit here, so we can try and play against those. Welcome to all new viewers. You are joining the UK Blitz Self-Isolating Pawns Challenge, which is every Saturday from 8 PM till 10 PM British Summer Time. Okay. I just want to keep my pieces and just make them do more things, I guess. Not sure about my A-pawn, but I've got nicer rooks. And I guess I can try to bring in... How do we make progress here? Hello to new people in chat. I can recognise some of you guys from previous streams. That's nice to know that I'm doing something right. Alright, let's just give my king an outlet and stop g5 as well. That seems useful for later on. The music tonight is coming from a band called Moonlit Sailor, who I had never heard of before tonight, but hopefully they are sitting well with you guys at home. So what I really want to do here is just gang up on I've got a really good pawn on e5 that I can use to try and gang up at some point, just on the start squares, and make sure that I can take one of those outposts on d6 and f6 maybe with a bishop or a queen at some point. Question is whether I can let go of the pawn on a2. Obviously I can't right now, but whether that's going to be a good idea in the future. Oh, I'll make a threat at least. Bishop a4, I'll just play, that'll block the a file for the other rook, so I'll just play the queen to b2. But at the moment we have a nice little threat against a lot of pieces here. I think tonight's berserk threshold will be something like, well, it depends how well Muswell Hill are doing. If we're doing alright, then I won't berserk in any games. Otherwise, I think we're probably looking at sub 1800. For those of you who don't know, berserking in this format is where you voluntarily give yourself half the time, but you can get a bonus point. It is normally... Oh, hold on. Is there stuff here with... Don't think there's anything quite yet with queen, with sacrificing my queen. Maybe not quite yet. It's something that's in the reckoning, certainly for later on. Yeah, why not? Let's throw things at him. I guess he's got rook takes g3 here, but I think I meet that with what? Oh, okay, I can't play that anymore. I was going to play queen takes c5. Now this is slightly problematic, isn't it? Cheated myself a bit here. Now rook takes g3 is possibly on. I might just take the bishop anyway. But no, then he's got rook takes g2. Okay, this isn't so fun. Ah, okay. So I'm going to have to be very careful here not to get stomped. I've got enough activity to be able to justify this, I think. Just about enough activity. Maybe not. That was clumsy. I should have just played bishop b4. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, alright, so we'll have that. And if queen takes queen, we've gained tempo. And then we can maybe shove this a pawn up the board or play king h2 first. Having said that, there aren't many squares for his bishop if he does take off, so I think queen d8 is probably the... Oh no, he has done. Okay, interesting. Alright, so we've still got some back rank stuff. Our bishop is very annoying, but I need to get my other bishop involved, otherwise we're going to get thumped. Because he's got two very active rooks. Though I suppose his a8 rook is going to... all gifts are gratefully received in this stream. We will have that. Now we should be fine. Okay. So we've still got one fewer pawn, but two bishops should, you think, surely be quite good here. Now... Not so easy to justify this though. Okay, we'll bring this bishop back in. Need to use our king adequately here, otherwise we're not going to make any progress at all. Depends how quickly you want to play e4 here. Do you want to play it straight away? Do you want to play it at all? Let's just wait. because he can't move the e-pawn. I don't want to encourage him to move the e-pawn. So at the moment that's sort of pinned. Like a bit of distance between my bishop and the king. I don't want to encourage anything too nasty. Now we can play e5. But I do win this pawn on e6, which is nice. Don't think I'm missing any mates because f3 just allows the bishop in, king into e3. So, oh, I have missed that though. Wow. I was lucky to have this resource. Very lucky. That was very, very clumsy. Where do I want my bishop? Far away. Over here somewhere. Okay, this is a very technical ending now. Very technical. I think I should be able to go and... My king is closer to those kingside pawns than his king, so I should be able to go over there and bully them fairly soon. You would think. That's the hope, at least. And my bishop is the right colour square if he takes an e4 now, which is a nice little resource to have. And he's running out of time as well, which can't be helpful. Yeah, we're going to make mincemeat of these pawns. Yeah. Hang on, this isn't the plan. You can't. I'm going to need to come back to h7, aren't I, and come this way. Okay, thank you for the game. That's 2 flags in a row, which isn't ideal, but we'll take it. As we can see, we've won 2 out of 2. We're the leader for Muswell Hill at the moment. That's okay. Right. Just had the first, unbelievably, it's only April the 25th, but we just had our first barbecue of the year. Unbelievably, it's just barbecue weather in the south of England in late April, which is unusual at best, I can assure you. Right, here we got Dobbo. We've had a few games against them over the last few weeks. Let's see how we can get on tonight. Right. I'm never sure what to do in these lines. I think e5 here is reasonable, and we just go into a sort of check perk after d6. But if they want to take that, they've got a Maroczy bind now, but maybe this is just a bad Maroczy bind. Unless I've got queen b6. I think I might have queen b6 here. Okay, let's settle in for the evening. Yeah, I mean, if the knight has to go back to f3, then I think I must be doing okay. How do I get castled though? Just play h6 first. Yeah, how am I getting castles here? This isn't so easy. Right. I have to play very strange stuff on the queen side here. Let's try and get d5 in. Let's come around this way. Bishop e3 might be a problem here. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh no. Okay. Plan B. Right, we need to... got not much choice here, but to load the gun on all of the queen side. This is whether I can doing. White might be able to afford to jettison material, but my king is going to be wide open. Okay, it's always fun in games in these tournaments. Incidentally, the reason we are here is we've designed already. Wow. Okay, I am very surprised about that. Okay, so we've got 3 out of 3, and now we've got a 22-36. We have an e4. Haven't had an e4 yet today. No, it's a bit rude to 150 and attack a. We're not going to be able to do it. Okay. I was going to try and maybe 150 attack a 22-36. For those of you who don't know, the 150 attack was a line of the pitch which came into prominence when Grandmasters in round 1 normally of open tournaments, weekend open tournaments in the UK, would have a line that they could use to beat up on 150, so it's a rough equivalent of 1800s, so that's where the 150 attack name comes from. It's very disrespectful, but a fun story. Talking of fun stories, I'm not having so much fun in the middle here. I've misplayed this, haven't I? I should have done something slightly different here. My e-pawn's just going to drop, but I think we can we play rook a2 here and try to claim that their b pawn is worth the same as our e pawn. I don't think it is, but yeah, worse things have happened. Yeah, okay, so okay, well I can now play the knight back into c3, can I not? And then I don't think I've got any particular problems with rook takes a1 and then pawn takes c2, because I can just hoover these off very happily. I think I got away with one there. Now how do I play this? Do I just go for the d file and trying to isolate this? The name of the tournament is the self-isolating pawns. He's just self-isolated that c pawn, so that's thematic at least. His commitment to the this guy's commitment to the tournament knows no bounds. Is the A file particularly useful? I'm not sure it is. But likewise, my F1 rook isn't going to have much fun if I don't do something with it. So, we'll come over this way and then play rook into d1 instead. And then work the body after this. Work the body with, just try and get in there somehow. Okay, so we've now plonked our bishop on this nice little outpost. And I think we can just go straight for the king here. And black's minor pieces are a bit fiddly. If he goes c5 at any point, I can just throw in a knight. Okay, this is going alright so far. Right, settle in. One other thing to talk about, of course, is the podcast up here. We've had 13 episodes, unbelievably. It feels like we only started yesterday, but we've been going just under 3 months. We have 13 episodes. The latest one is called I'm Not Mates with Einstein, and that is available on whichever podcast aggregator you wish to choose. And yeah, we're just going to be doing lots more fun things over the next few weeks. The ECF are organising a 24-hour Blitz tournament over on the other place in a month, in 4 weeks' time, in aid of the British Red Cross, and I think we're going to be doing something towards it. We may not do the full 24 hours. I think that's going to be a bit too ambitious, but we're going to try as much as we can to get a presence throughout that 24 hours. I think it starts at 4 p.m. on one of the days and finishes at 4 p.m. on the next. That's just 24 hours. We can do maths. Now, I said that I could just throw in a bishop into d5, but maybe I just can't. Maybe I'm dropping a pawn here. I get the e5 pawn, but that's not much use. Do we have to do something a bit more drastic? We can do drastic. I don't know. What is the best way of playing this? If I'm going to let the e-pawn go, I need to let it go in a way that I'm doing something else at the same time. But that may not be so easy. That was careless. Alright, let's try and liquidate this, because otherwise we're going to have some real issues later. We still may have some serious issues now after bishop takes e4, but we can do our best to... Yeah, so this seems okay for now. Because I've got 3 pieces looking at f7 at least, so that just takes away some of the sting. Ooh, okay, this is risky from him. Can I just take that? Think this is okay? I've definitely got the pawn back. It's whether I get more than that. Yeah? And I get the bishop now, do I? Yeah, I do. Okay. But we've not got much time to win this ending, which is going to be very tricky. I'm not confident at all of winning this. I'm going to need to start picking up these extra pawns, or the extra pawn, very quickly. Otherwise, I may not have a hope in hell. But I would very much like to start with, what would it be, a 4th consecutive win? It would be, wouldn't it? Takes on c3, I take on c5, and then rook h5 is mate. So that doesn't look much good for him. Yeah, he's got much. I think we can just about afford to do this, and then we pick up that pawn, and then do we? And we don't, do we? We can pick up a pawn. One of these pawns is dropping. Come on. Oh, we've got a completely drawn ending here, haven't we? Unless I can force off this knight, but that seems... I can't even bring in my... Should we just go for the draw here? Because otherwise we're just going to get stomped. Oh, come on. Take my piece. Oh, is he flagging me? So sad. Such a waste of everybody's time. Come on, really? No one wants to see this. You, sir, are not in my good books. Can't be far from the 50 move rule, can we? What a joke. Thank goodness for that. Can't believe people like that. There's absolutely no need. Deary me. Okay, well, let's hope we won't have to do that again. That was incredibly distasteful. Alright, who we got? 2603. Alright, let's have a proper game. Okay, good. 2603. No idea who this is. From Hackney. Presumably an IM. But he's not an IM. But 2603, wow. No idea who this will be. Okay, so we've got a reasonable position here. He's going to get e4 in, but we can take the d5 square like so, and then he'll get this big centre, it takes, and then, yeah, we know what's coming. We know the challenges that this opening presents. This is okay. I can get bishop b7 in after all of this. Knight might get thrown around a bit, but worse things have happened. We're going to hopefully be able to get c5 in. Yeah, I mean, the thing with that one, it wasn't even like... Yeah, I mean, I guess. I just don't understand why bishop versus knight isn't a draw already. We're actually going to have this as a feature on the podcast in the next couple of weeks about differences between how different servers deal with these positions. So I know that there's definitely some discrepancies between chess.com and Lee Chess with regard to when things are just called a draw. I need to do some proper research on the actual ones, but for sure, like, if you remember the Carlsen Firouzja match from the World Blitz, where Carlsen had Firouzja ran out of time when Carlsen had just a bishop left, and I think on one or two servers that would be a draw, even though because Firouzja had a bishop and 3 pawns, there was some way for it to be mate by normal means, is what the rule says. But that, yeah, it was declared a win for Carlsen, even though he had only a bishop. I think on some servers that's it's not a thing. Where's this knight heading? D6? Looks like it is, isn't it? I have to get rid of it. Can I blow an exchange here? I think I probably can. Okay, so we've blown the exchange, but we have lots of play. And if we can get our knight and go involved in the game here, then that might not be so bad. Alright, I'm losing a7 here. That maybe is so bad. Ouch. No, this has gone horribly wrong. I don't think there's any good way of trapping the queen either. Yeah, I missed queen ace3 check. I've not got anywhere near enough here for the exchange, have I? Yeah, so yeah, in the chat talking about it, and there's definitely some differences, and I'm going to do some research. We're going to do some research and have a little feature on the pod about this, because it shouldn't really be the case, should it? I mean, there should be uniform ways to follow the FIDE laws, but I do not have any power over these companies. This is absolutely horrible. I should probably resign, shouldn't I? So we can play some proper games. Okay, well played. I didn't play it very well there at all. Okay, but we're still doing okay. We're still the leading Muswell Hill player. Edinburgh are clearly doing very well. Okay, let's get some... How are we doing overall? We are number 8, which is not bad. So we've had got three wins, a draw, and a defeat against the 2600. Well, I need to look up who that is, because 2600 on Lee Chess is it's a serious rating. Chess 24 it isn't really, because there's a ton of rating inflation on Chess 24. But Lee Chess 2600 is very, very good. If you want to suggest things for the podcast, you can either get in touch via Twitter, ChessPitPod, email, which is chesspitpod@gmail.com, or actually just suggest things in the chat now, because I am all ears. We are all ears. We are always open to new topics, and at least half of the stuff we cover on the podcast is things that other people have suggested. So we are always welcome to suggestions. Right, we have an FM from Edinburgh. I don't know who that would be. The Balerno Bull. Let's play a similar system to what we did before, but let's not mess it up this time. Let's play C6 instead, which I think is just a bit more principled. Actually, I played C6 last time. It's just this time I took the pawn, didn't I? I will not do this time. And instead, I'll play the B5 lines, which are quite fun. The idea here is to try to get E5 in at some point, but if my opponent's going to stop me, then I guess I've got to play this way instead. Okay. So you get some queenside expansion here, and then when I'm ready, I think I can play B4, followed by Bishop A6. Chris also mentions pre-move in the chat there. Yeah, I'm not sure what it used to always be 0.1 seconds, but I feel like on just now in that ridiculous game, I was doing it in less than that. I'm not sure if that's even possible. So we've got the D5 square here. We've still got the open diagonal for our bishop when we want it, and we're doing okay. This is going alright. I think one thing that's definitely going to come out of lockdown and all of the things that's happening with COVID-19 is a much more codified approach to online chess, because if you're going to have it where you're having serious online tournaments on these servers that offer something like pre-move, they're going to have to codify it in some way to make it uniform across the sites. Otherwise, it's just going to be too much of a ball ache, you'd imagine. Alright, so we can supplant our knight in their position. We're doing okay here. Because what we've had recently, that big tournament in Sidges, which I'm not entirely sure what happened. I don't really care. It's more that they had some technical issues and had to annul an entire round where there's this 11-year-old English kid, Shreyas Royal, who's like one of the best under 11s in the world, who drew the 2600 GM in round 1, and completely fairly, etc. And that game was scrubbed. Not that it's counting for main FIDE ratings, but how can you do that to someone? They get the result of their life, and then you go, oh no, it didn't matter because we had some technical issues. It's an absolute joke. So yeah, they're going to have to find some way of making this all these rules uniform, so that people know what they're doing, what they can expect, I suppose, would be the way I'd phrase it. Getting rid of the queens here can't be too bad, I don't think, because he's got this isolated pawn on c5, which I can go after quite easily, potentially. Well, now we can triple up on the E file quite happily, I think. And then just plonk the queen back on the 8th rank if I need to. Okay, that might be slightly awkward. I've probably got to stop that pawn's advance. Yeah, so things like pre-move, things like yeah, what we just saw with when is a draw. All of these things are they differ from site to site, and that can't be right. So that's in England, there's been a thing where people have been coming outside and clapping for the NHS, our health service. I think we should clap for chess, and by making everything a bit more fair, because it's not on really, is it? I suppose you have. I mean, when you play in the US, the United States, for example, there are different USCF laws that they play to. I think one of them is you have to bring your own clock, which is something that's that may have changed. I just remember that being a thing for a while. So this is I mean, the dark square bishop isn't necessarily a bad piece from a long-term perspective here, but it is creaking. If his queen gets into my position, I might be in a bit of trouble, but for now, this is just a decent... What do I want to do here? I'm going to start going after that pawn. Not sure how I can though. Come on. Okay, this is slightly tricky. I'm going to assume that having this pawn on e5 is going to be a good thing, because it lends extra weight to the strength of the knight versus that dark square bishop. But equally, it is a loose piece. Yeah, draw-off is an interesting one as well. Absolutely. Okay, I'm aiming for the c3 square with my knight here. Oh, he's played that one instead. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so I'm gonna have to put back into. Okay, this is very technical. How long have I been playing chess for? Properly for. Well, my dad taught me during the Kasparov short match, which was televised on British television, and that was when I was 4, and I quickly became the best in my junior school, where I was beating 8-year-olds when I was 5. But then I didn't really. I mean, we took it seriously, but I didn't ever have a coach or anything like that. And then, yeah, when I was 10, I had you have the England junior trial for under 11 when you're 10, and I didn't make it in, but I then qualified for it when I was 12 instead. And then, yeah, that's when I started to take it seriously, I suppose. Now, how do I go about doing this? Do I just... I'm going in the right direction with my... No, it's the wrong direction with my king. Oh dear. I'm losing control here. Still got this out. This passed pawn on c5, which is nice. And my king is close enough to deal with the other pawns, so maybe this is okay. I haven't calculated this. I'm just going to guess that I've got enough. Yeah. This should just about be winning now, because this king's going to have to go to the d file, I think. And he's running out of time. And now my king just goes into... Is everything quick enough here? Oh, maybe not. Am I going to have to be a bit more subtle? Unless I've got a Zugzwang here. I think I've got a Zugzwang. Yeah, what did he play here? Yeah. Oh, this is hairier than it needs to be. My bishop's covering the g-pawn's queen square, so that's not an issue. I'm not worried about that. I need to worry about this h-pawn. That will do. It's a nice little win with black against an FM. I'll take that. Whew. Okay, 4 wins from 6 plus that ridiculous draw. Yeah, oh, I've got one of my friends here. I've got Hugh Breakin, the man, the myth, the unionist. We like you. Okay, let's just get the pieces out here. What else do I need to say about my chess career? Yeah, I didn't really. Yeah, so I said I didn't really take it seriously until I was given this choice really of whether to sort of try for the England team or continue to play football on a Sunday. And all the tournaments are on weekends, so in the end, chess won because I figured that I could play football whenever I wanted, really, and I'm still obviously able to play at school. Same goes for cricket. Could do that at school. But yeah, chess, you've got to really, as you know probably, you've really got to commit if you're going to go for it, because you can't really justify playing occasionally if you're going to try and get good at chess, and if all the tournaments are on at the same kind of time. There was no good way to... Oh, that was bad. Having said that, there might be some stuff giving me that bishop. Do I have a tactic? Any tic-tacs here, lads? I think there's a little tic-tac here. Got bishop b4. Oh no, we haven't got that. Really? This is all very precarious, Hugh. And we can start throwing things at you. Do we want to play g4 here? And really go for it, or f4 even? Let's go for f4 instead. Ah! Sorry, I didn't put it back. That's my bad. Thank you for pointing that out in the chat, Chris. Okay, so we've got this position where I've given up a pawn, but we've got a very nice bishop on this square on b4, and we're going to try to go for his king. We can give up the exchange there. Yeah, this is starting to fall apart a bit, isn't it? It's being outplayed. Not a good... Nah, this has gone horribly wrong. Okay, maybe giving up that pawn was not the most sensible thing I could have done. And now the... Wow, this is... What have I got? Very little. We'll play on for a bit. Try and get some cheapos going. Can't see any cheapos quite yet, but sure there'll be some that exist. Maybe not now. Yeah, this is... I'm not long for this world. The only way anything's going to happen here is if I can get g4, g5 in. Hugh's one of these Scottish players who has been around forever but never seemed to improve. But obviously, looking at his rating here, he has improved a lot. Got to about 2200, I think, and decided that politics was more important, which is entirely understandable. I mean, if any of this works, then fair play, but I feel like this is just... I'm just pissing into the wind a bit here. Yeah, okay, so if he's got to play moves like this, then I've got some outs. There is no good square for my queen, however. Don't think we had much choice there, but there may be a forced mate here that I've missed. That is equally likely as anything else. Okay, I mean, we're just completely lost here, of course, but I've got pieces looking in the roughly the right areas. Good areas, as they say in cricket. Okay, we'll ship in the hand there. Well done, Hugh. Thank you for the game. Hugh is killing it. I'm just about still the top Muswell Hill player. But Edinburgh are clearly doing very well. It's going to be a fight this week between Edinburgh and Hackney. And a battle for third between Muswell Hill and King's Head, looking at that. So to continue the biography. Yeah, I didn't get in the England squad when I was 10, but I did when I was 12, and then in 2007 I was the England under-18 captain. So let's berserk this one. I need to get some points on the board. England under-18 captain, which was great privilege. Being under-18 captain certainly did not mean that I was the best player at under-18 level. It's more that I was the one who they could trust to speak at engagements, including one at the Houses of Parliament, which was quite fun. And then since then, yeah, I got to about 2150. I've always been a bit of a sort of, I'm not going to call myself a cult hero, but then one of those sports teams that kind of has good results against the good players, and then will inevitably just mess it up on another time. I've always been able to sort of drag out results against IMs and GMs quite happily. Right, so we've got exactly the same game as we had in the first game here against Bob Eames. So here Bob played Rook F to E1, but we've diverged here with Bishop to F4. I still think King F7 is probably the way to play it. So we get a very similar game to that. I think we can start defending this guy a bit sooner than we did last time. What's my best win? I've had a couple of wins against Grandmasters in the London League, which was nice. Neil MacDonald, Alexander Chernayev, and then what else have I had? Beat a couple of IMs in the tournament in Malta, which was very pleasing. So yeah, I've had a couple of wins against people rated around 2450, 2470. I mentioned the Big Slick tournament earlier, which is where I first played Bob Eames, my first opponent tonight, and I drew with Danny Gormally in that tournament, which was it was very comfy draw as well. That's the thing, I can play, just doesn't happen all the time, of course. Just about clinging on here, aren't I? This wall of pawns is substantial though, and I'm making up some of the time I gave away by berserking. I did a stream this morning where I played 10 members of Down End and Fish Ponds Club, who are based in Bristol, and I brought with me like a big flask of water and a whole load, like a whole spread for breakfast to keep me going during the 2 hours. Didn't touch it. Got to the end of the simul after it was very tough. I only got 50%. And yeah, just sort of like, oh, okay, I've got all this breakfast here. I just hadn't even touched it. Which is not a good idea if you're doing streaming in particular, because it's quite tough. And you need energy, and I was not giving myself enough of it. But I'm sure you can imagine how quickly I had my breakfast afterwards. I have another simultaneous exhibition next weekend against Ealing Chess Club, of which Yap Attack in the chat is a member, and I don't know whether he's planning to play in it, but I sincerely hope so. That will be on Saturday morning at 10 AM. And I am, after encountering a whole bunch of time issues this morning, I'm going to give myself a bit more time, because I essentially gave myself 45 minutes to play against 10 people this morning, so that's 4.5 minutes a game when they had 20 minutes, and it makes it even more of a challenge. Not just the fact that you're playing 10 games at once, but the fact that you only got 4 minutes to play each game in effect. Yeah, it was just way too tough, and I wasn't really able to narrate as much as I'd have wanted as a result. Feel like we've made some progress here. We've won that H pawn. Maybe we can start swapping off some pieces. Everything else is just about defended here. Can we just start marching this H pawn down the board? There's nowhere on the c file. I suppose rook c8 might be slightly awkward at some point, but maybe not yet. Yeah, we'll keep throwing this guy down the board. That's good news. Glad that you're going to play next weekend, Chris. Now I need to clear some space for my rook. How am I going to do this? Maybe I can try and swap the rooks on the c file. Ah, well. Now, is there a haymaker here? Maybe there's not. Maybe I still have to be a bit patient. With Queen b5, I've still got rook c7. But for the moment, pinning that knight feels like a good idea. Yeah, here we go. And then I can just hide it back on. I think this is safe. Maybe it wasn't. This is still very technical. And I wouldn't necessarily back myself if I wasn't up on time. Oh, he's going nuts. We just got forced mate? Not quite. But we can force the queens off and then play h2. And that will do it. Lovely, thank you for the game. That was a pleasing win having berserked. Whew. Still the top Muswell Hill player, but we're not having a very good evening. We've slipped into 4th place. We have won 3 of the last 4 weeks. Clearly, I mean, we're missing King's Crusher, who must be tending to his cats or something. Last week he tends to win every week. He just berserks every game and scores about 80%, and ends up getting about 60 points, which is extremely competitive. So we're just about halfway through, 55 minutes left, and we've got Hugh again. Okay, what did we play last time? Let's play E4 this time, and we'll play these open lines. I'm never quite sure what to do here. Should probably, if I'm going to play open Sicilians, I should probably learn some theory, shouldn't I? Try and get that knight into F5 somehow. Let's go all the way around here, all the way around the houses. Okay, so that knight's on a nice square, and we can probably play a bit more on the queen side now. Having said that, this is all very direct from black, and it's not so easy to face. Okay, try and get d4 in. I think this is the only way to play this position, really. Where can we put this? Let's go here and then play the bishop back to a1, maybe, or queen d2. King's Crusher's an older gentleman. I think he's about. I think he's. Actually, no, you're right. He's 50. But yeah, he's been around for. He's been around a while. In online. For sure. I'm not feeling too confident here. All of black's pieces. Look at that queen, rook, 2 bishops and the knight on f4. They all make a lot of sense. Whereas I'm sort of fiddling around in the centre. It might just about be okay, but yeah, King's Crusher is just pretty ridiculous in these time controls. I'm probably ignoring a whole bunch of stuff here. Oh my goodness, what? Sure. Okay. Yeah, this isn't going very well. Am I just getting mated? I've completely misplayed this, haven't I? Unless I've got knight e1 now. Queen g5. I suppose it's probably rude to not take these pawns when they're offered. That might have just let his bishop into the game for free though. Yeah. Not played this well, have I? e4 is coming. Here it comes. Alright, on cue. If I survive this, then I'll have done very well. This is pretty much why I stopped playing e4 over the board, because black can just come at you in the Sicilian very, very easily. Bishop d5 here looks quite good. Yeah. I'm not long for this world, am I? Keep fighting. Yep, well, you saw the mate threat at least. That's to be expected. If I manage to get the queens off, then that's an enormous victory. And I might have some chances. But there's absolutely no reason for him not to play queen f3 here, I don't think. Yeah, we go. It's all a bit hopeless, isn't it? Okay. Oh, we've got this one as well, does he? Okay, fair enough. I'm clinging on by the, as Ian Smith would say, by the barest of margins. Except it's in a Kiwi accent, not a Scottish accent. That was a Scottish Ian Smith there. Cling on. I can't even play Queen G3 here because the rook would hang. This might be over. Oh, I mean, this is all very dirty if it's okay. Alright, I'm a minute down as well. So if the queens do come off, I'm going to have to go rapid. I'm a pawn up. If you ever find yourself caught in this kind of position, ooh, really? This is incredibly sketchy. Yeah, as I say, if you ever find yourself caught in a position where you just need to cling on, just be as annoying as possible. Keep threatening checks, keep threatening pieces, make them calculate, don't make it easy for them by just sitting there neatly. This is now a very technical ending, but maybe I'm okay after rook e6. If I draw this, then that's a miracle escape because I've just completely outplayed in the opener. Not going to get repetition, are we? I doubt it, though I can't see many other good moves. This is surely draw. Surely draw. I'll chip in the hand. Go here and then oh, am I in trouble here? Oh, you have to draw. Oh, come on. Yeah. All play to you. Thank you for the game. That was a ridiculous escape on my part. Wow. Defend for your lives, people. That was I'm very pleased with that. That makes it all worth it, you know. Whew. Okay, we've got a 1687. That's berserk. Let's try and play some natural chess. Houdini, yeah, well, don't say that. They'll ban me for being an engine. They'll think I'm actually the actual Houdini. You guys know the truth. You were witness to the comeback of the century. I mean, the comeback of the century would have been if I'd won that. Which maybe I should have done. Maybe that rook and pawn ending was. Maybe I misplayed it in the end. It's not impossible. Thank you for clarifying that I am not the chess engine. I think that is quite obvious. Right, so I think we can gladly try and hack up here down the G file. Okay, we need to be a bit careful here because this knight is starting to be troublesome. Get h5 in, I guess. Not sure what I take with if he takes with the bishop. Takes the bishop here. Maybe I have to take with the h pawn. Yeah. Okay. Right. This is a. I think it just makes sense to play down the h file instead here. Now what? I guess we'll try and carve him up this way. b4, b5's coming, but I feel like I'm okay. My play is fairly simple here. I'm just going to try and play f5, g5, g4 and open up the h file because I've got my queen and my rook both pointing at h2. And he is refusing to attack me on the queen side, which must be the only way to counter this. Probably want to play g4 first before I do anything else. Is everything defended? I think it just about is. That knight has to go back to e5, and then you can take that, and then maybe just take on e5, and then hope that there's some way of getting involved. I think just about got everything covered here. Wherever the knight, whichever pawn the knight takes, I can take it with the queen. What's the material? I'm a pawn up. All right, we'll go to an ending. That seems like a good practical choice when I'm a pawn up. There might have been some. Oh, I'll have that rook. Thank you. Okay, he's just offered me a draw. That's incredibly disrespectful. Why would you do that? I actually think that's worse than what the guy did earlier by playing on with bishop versus knight. It's just got nothing to do with the game at all. Playing on here is probably also not the best, given I can make you like that. Okay, I'll have that. Cormoran of Hackney. We played you last week and we had a 1-1 scoreline. So let's play symmetrical today. Okay. So this, yeah, b4 straight away is an interesting line. I think I just have this and then try not to get munched on the queen side. Oh, okay, if you're going to play the rook back to b1, then I must be fine. I must be okay here. The knight can go and sit on a5. Try to get the pawn out of the firing line. We can take some squares on the king side as well and just sort of wait and see, I guess. We're not really doing anything, but neither is white. White needs to make a decision. Okay, they've made a decision here of... But I'm not sure what that knight's doing there. Can I not just play e6, which is what I wanted to do anyway? Okay. But it's still in reasonable shape. Okay, so I need to really think about whether I want to play d5 soon or whether I can try to make something happen on the other side of the board, but what do I want to do here? I think bringing this knight round is probably sensible. So you might get a bit marooned on. If you play b5 and then knight a5, it just gets completely marooned there. So a queen on b3. Well, yeah, now I can. My knight just goes into this nice little square where it gets d4. If he plays e4 at any point. Guess I want to swap. I mean, that my bishop on d7 is just doing. It's doing less than nothing. Ah, now I just let the knight in. Okay, that was careless. I should have just played bishop back and then threatened d5 next move. That was very careless. Oh, he's played with the pawn. Okay, I think I might be alright then. Where do I want this guy? Can I plonk him on b5? Start being a bit annoying. We like being annoying. Yeah, the pawns on b4 and d5 just don't really help each other, do they? Where do I want my pieces? I don't really want to allow bishop h3, so I'm probably going to have to play my queen into c7, which I don't really love. I'd want my rook in front of it instead. But I can get this nice structure where I can force a past b pawn or a pawn now. I've got this nice little overlap on the queen side here. It's like a 2v1 in rugby or football. American football, not quite American football, but I suppose American football, you can have one blocker, can't you? Alright, so he's trying to go after my king now, which is probably very sensible, given where I'm diverting most of my attentions. Okay, I'll continue with the plan. And then, where does my knight want to hide? Is h4 safe? Or does queen f6 just completely blow everything open? Knight c4 is terrible and the square's one in from the corner, so I don't really want to play it to g7, but I might not have much choice. It does blockade the diagonal. Yeah, I'm not loving this, but I have got this past b pawn. Ooh. I would love the queens to come off. That would be very good for me, I think. Yeah, he's not going to allow that, is he? I've just allowed... No, rook a7, maybe rook a7 isn't such a big deal here, but I can get the queens off now, can I? I suppose he's got queen d1, but then maybe bishop b3. I've given him a past d pawn, but maybe mine is faster. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense given his is far more advanced than mine, but this should be okay, shouldn't I? Did I not win the d pawn? I think I win the d pawn now. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot more confident with how things are going now. I need to watch my clock a bit, but there's enough going on to mean I should be alright now. Knight f4, bishop c4, and then I can play knight e6. Okay, so I'm going to need to bring my knight in pretty quickly here, otherwise my pawn's just going to get snaffled. How I do that is unclear. Maybe this isn't so easy. If he's going to blockade it, then I'm quite happy for him to do so, because I've got this lovely square on f3, which I can stop his king coming any closer from. Where do I want my king? Yeah, maybe this isn't so good. Ooh, okay. Yeah. This is awkward. Okay. Chess is hard. Chess is hard. But we knew that already. I do not want to get flagged. Not in this economy. My king's fairly safe now. Should possibly be able to get round to do things on the A file. Maybe kick that knight out of the way. I've got this nice fork now. Okay. That's an unfortunate way for the game to end, but thank you for the game. Either way, that was an interesting illustration of what, yeah, if you get a pass pawn early, then it does shape the play, for sure. Okay, how are we doing? Still, my friend Charlie is the top Muswell Hill player now, and we are in second. Much more competitive at the moment. Muswell Hill have just gone up into third. Hackney are killing it, and Edinburgh are in a good second. And where are we overall? We're still top 10? We're 12th overall, which is not bad. What have we done so far? We've got this 2600 guy again. Let's play a bit better than we did last time, because I did not distinguish myself particularly in the game I had against this player with black about 40 minutes ago. So yeah, we'll just play this sort of Catalan stuff, which is all a bit dull, but it gets the job done normally. Where do we want our... Want to get b5 in? Probably want to just keep all our pawns on dark squares, like that. Everything on a dark square, because he's got an extra dark square bishop, so it makes sense to blunt that guy as much as we can, and then use our extra knight in a positive way. How possible that is, I do not know. How positive can we be with the extra knight? Is there any big threat here? Let's see one. Got b5 coming. I think this counts as a successful opening so far. I've got ideas of playing rook a2 to e2 and then e4. Try and break open things that way as well. Okay, so he's really coming after my king, which is probably sensible. So I need to start moving my pieces in that direction. This might end up being a bit of a cling fest. Not dissimilar to the game against Hugh about half an hour ago, where I, well, not less than that, about 20 minutes ago, where I went a bit nuts defending it. If someone's attacking you on the flank, go in the centre. And that's what we're going to do. Like you, Chris, I've in the chat there, I have enjoyed this music by Moonlit Sailor as well. I think I'm going to add them to my rotation a bit more. I don't quite understand that. Why is the knight... Unless he's just trying to get out of the way to play h4 and then bring in the queen, but I feel like I've got enough pressure on everything to make... His king's just wide open here. Right, we've got some chances here, boys and girls. We've got a bishop in a fairly open position. This king is really exposed. And plenty of time. Suppose we try and get e6 in, do we? Doubling would appear to make a lot of sense. And then do we want to play e6 here? Open him up a bit more. We have some chances. By no means are we better or certainly not winning here, but you'd imagine that I have must be some way of manoeuvring my queen in soon. Corona Beard version 1 is going well. Probably need a bit of a groom here, but the idea is to have a lockdown beard, like Americans have playoff beards. See how much like a brewer based in Hackney that I can look like by the end of what promises to be a very long summer. So we're threatening to take on h5 here as well, and also bishop h3 is on the cards, plus rook e5 might be quite strong. Where do we want our... Let's play it back. Not quite sure I played this correctly, but we can take away the squares that that knight can use. That might be quite helpful. Where do we want our queen? I want to stop the king coming to b6, I think. That's step 1. And then can we win a pawn here? My idea here is queen g8, and then it's quite hard for him to stop queen c8, and then queen d7 mate. Have I got anything stronger than... I'll take this one and go into c5 instead. I might have just missed a mate there actually with queen f8 and then queen f4. But queen c5 does look like a big threat, doesn't it? Queen c5 might be just as good. The queen goes back to f7 and I've still got queen b8. Yeah, still got this idea, I think, of just if queen c7 then queen f8 and queen f4 mates. Yeah, that will do it. So you asked earlier in the chat what is my best ever win. This is my best ever win on Lichess against the 2596. I'm very happy with that. I can play well occasionally, it does happen. Right, how long we got left? 26 minutes. I've got a shy guitarist who I know is a guy called Alex Lewis, who is a London-based guitar tutor and a lovely chap. What do we start this tournament with? 2250 something? So we've gained a few racing points as well. Not quite done as well as last week, I don't think. Last week I got 12.5 out of 15. I had this position earlier in the Simmel. I think E5 just stodges him up here quite quickly. Yeah. And then we play knight h4 to allow f4 to support it. I think this is the way to play this. If f6, I've got f4, and that bishop on g7 is not feeling so good. Many thanks for your congratulations. That was a very pleasing victory. Yeah, I'll have to find out who that is, because 2600 on Lichess is serious. That's serious business. Like, I know a lot of IMs who are barely 2500 on this, so must be a very strong club player. Don't want that knight to sit there forever. And d5, so okay, you can take this off, but can I maybe I can sack the exchange here, or maybe it's just garbage. Maybe I just go after this knight instead. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Need to be careful here not to get anything trapped. Okay, thank you very much, Japatak, for watching for the last hour and a half. Thank you for the comments. Always welcome. As I said earlier, if you have any ideas for the Chess Pit podcast, please get in touch. We are always receptive to what you guys would like to hear on the podcast. If you haven't listened to it already, we are available on all good and bad aggregators: Apple, Spotify, Google, iVox, all of these. We've been going for 3 months now. Episode 13 came out on Thursday, and yeah, we're having a lot of fun doing it now. That knight is a very good knight, but I feel like I should still have some kind of bind here after I hoover everything off here. Now I need to be careful. I can't play rook c1 because knight c3 comes, and that's awkward. So I've got to be a bit more circumspect. I'm probably just worse in this ending, but I can get my king in round fairly fast, I guess, and I've still got the opportunity to play f5 twice. I'm not that fussed about that pawn, I don't think. I can go after the I would happily trade the a pawn for the h pawn, I think. Very happily. Maybe I can't even do that. Okay. Change our attack, try and get our bishop involved instead. I've just let the rook. Oh, we missed rook h1, which would have been quite strong. Instead, he's getting mated. Wow. So he missed a win with rook h3 there, and then I mate. That's unfortunate. Oh well, it's blitz. It happens. Okay, and we're now back to being the top Muswell Hill player, 29 points. So that must mean we're top 5 or 6 overall. 9th, but it's very close. I'm only 2 points off. We've got another very strong player, 2445 from Edinburgh, Budapest Grandmother. You can't see that. It's a Grand Moth, which I actually I prefer. It says Grand Moth on your screen. It's Budapest Grandmother. I have no idea who this is, but they are clearly a strong player. So we play this weird sideline of the this 3e6 line I saw in Chess Monthly about 15 years ago. The idea is after f3 you play bishop d6 here. After e3, you might still play bishop d6 actually. You try to get f5 in a knight f7. Yeah, and you play it like a weird Dutch, where actually he hasn't kicked my knight out of d6. We can just stay there for a while, and we can just play this like a Dutch, where we have a knight on d6 instead of one on f6. But I think we're still going to play knight e4. I don't think that element of the game has changed at all. So we've now transposed into some strange Dutch line where they've played e3. How long we got left? 20 minutes. For those of you just joining, my name's Phil Makepeace. This is the UK Clubs Blitz battle, and we've been going for the last couple of hours, the last hour and 40 minutes, against some of the best players from Hackney, Edinburgh, King's Head, Halesowen, Hendon. Lots of clubs in London and then a couple outside of it. And this is happening every Saturday evening from 8 PM till 10 PM, and I'm going to do my best over the coming weeks to always have a stream going for it, given there is not a whole lot else to do at the moment. Incidentally, if you would like to be improving your chess and you are liking what you hear from me, I am a professional coach. I am taking new students online at the moment. Lots of flexibility, lots of time to do it. Do things via Skype, and the same kind of studio you're seeing now. And so what you'd get is a recording of that to look back on at any one time. So the recording basically would have my face, as you can see, plus your audio, or both of our audios. And yeah, it's been quite a different challenge having not having it a board to play with. And I'm not saying I've enjoyed what's been happening in the world at the moment, but it's been I always like a new challenge, and it's made me think differently about coaching and what you can get out of it. This is all going okay so far. I'm just desperately trying to keep that black knight out of the game. I may have to play d5 fairly soon to shore everything up, but maybe not. Maybe I can just hold on to everything with queen b7, so that defends the e4 square, keeps defending the pawn. I'm threatening b5. Maybe a5 first. Yeah. Okay. Now we can stodge everything up, but I'm not sure that really helps me. So just keep the pressure on. This has been a good game so far. Good contest. You can win a pawn, but I get lots of stuff aiming at his king side now. Ah, this may be bad though. I've missed that. Alright, I'm going to have to... This is still just about safe, isn't it? He's knight f7 and then king g8, and then what? Unless he's got queen e6 there? It's not impossible, is it? Because, yeah, okay, this is starting to look very hairy. Maybe we're just lost. I've said that more than once tonight already. You can win a second pawn, but again I can start chucking stuff into the position maybe. Knight takes d6 and then rook a8. I mean, objectively this must be lost, but I'm going to do my best to cling on here. And then can we just grab another pawn? And then go queen d3? Once again, this is how you defend, I suppose. Just make things as awkward as possible, counter-attack, don't let them have their own way. Are we just a pawn up now? Probably not. You can take the queen and then knight takes d6, that might be the best way of playing it. But then I've got quite a big passed d pawn. And I'm a minute ahead. Okay. Not sure what to do. Just take the 7th rank. Okay, that's not ideal, is it? Okay, might have to do some flagging here at some point, but for now... Wow. My king is going to be very exposed if he plays f6 here. Not sure I can survive this. Ooh. Yeah, this is problematic, isn't it? This is absolute garbage. What am I doing? Wow. Can I possibly survive this? Possibly? Yeah, we mate. Wow. Okay, that's another very good win against the 2450. I'll take that. That was lucky, but yeah. Alright, we've got Joachim Whitman in the next game. Following along, we've got 12 minutes. Maybe we'll do this one and then we'll stop. Let's have a Scotch, why not, to finish. Used to play the Scotch, played it for... Just gave up, recently gave up playing e4. Just, g6. I have not seen this. Can this be good? Just take all these squares here. Because the normal line here is that black can play queen b6, but he's blocked it in already. Maybe it's okay. Maybe this is actually quite safe. Okay, maybe I've just completely misplayed this, but that is no surprise. And then we castle. Start throwing everything at him. It's going to take a little while for him to get going, I think. Not sure that was necessary. Now I get my knight in the game quite easily. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to hack, I think, to finish it. think we'll just hack. It'd be a shame if I lost the last one, but I've played well. Never mind. What do I want here? What do I want? Oh, I've got no choice, have I? Because the queen looks at the rook. Okay, never mind. Let's not think too much about the easy decisions. So we've pawned down, but we've got reasonable activity, I would suggest. Reasonable activity. Now, do we want to take that with the knight? Or do we want to take that with the pawn? I think we probably want to take it with the pawn. It's weird, but yeah, I don't really want to give him a passed pawn just yet. Yeah, fair enough. We're running out of squares here, actually. Right, okay, let's actually play this properly because I'm starting to lose the thread a bit here. Get my knight into some outposts and start playing properly. Got to make... I'm not sure how I can make the fact that I'm pawned down work for me as such, but it's more that I need to actually be doing things while I fiddle around. Otherwise I'm going to get nowhere. Activity doesn't really mean anything if you don't use it. Suppose we can use it here. Threaten knight d6. Still threaten knight d6. Or do I want to play it into c5? Starts to run out of squares quickly on d6, doesn't it? Let's play a bit safe there. Try and get... now this is problematic, isn't it? Yeah, got no choice there. I'm in deep trouble now, aren't I? I misplayed that. Should have just played a3 at some point to solidify all that. That was bad. It's quite obvious as well what the intention was. Okay, never mind. I think we're going to lose the final game of this event, but that is okay. We're not that worried. Oh, I've just given away my rook. Okay, that will do it for the evening. I'm clearly not thinking properly. Thank you very much for watching this stream of the UK Chess Clubs Battle. The podcast is available on all good and bad podcast platforms, and if you wish to get in touch with us, we're available on Twitter, Facebook. You can email us chesspitpod@gmail.com if you want to suggest some things that we'd like to talk about or you'd like us to talk about. And yeah, there will be another one of these next week, and I think the next stream will be some point on Monday. But yeah, please give us a subscribe, give us a follow, and we always put when we're doing a stream on our Twitter. Thank you very much for watching. Good night.